One of the things that I saw that just blew me away was there's a man on all fours like a dog. He was burned from the crown of his head to the soles of his feet, and his eyes were bulging out.
My name is Armin Navabi. This is the Secular Jihadists. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Usually Christians come with this stuff. Basically, I died and then my soul went and I saw Jesus or stuff like that. Okay. This man, he didn't see Jesus, but he's claiming that he saw hellfire. So let's see what he had to say. Okay, this is the priest. Yeah, in 2016 he had a heart attack. He died, and this is what he saw. Yeah, all right. You ready?
Is it true that you saw hell?
Oh yes, absolutely. I saw the real hell. I was there, and I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. I don't care what a person has done to me. I would never wish that on them. But for me, the way it went is that I thought that I was having a heart attack, and my spirit left my physical body, and I thought that I was going upward, but because I thought I had done so much good in this lifetime and helped so many people and made so many decisions that were godly decisions, but as opposed to me going up, I went down, and I went literally into the center of the earth, and that's where hell is. Jesus even said that in the scriptures. He says, just as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of a whale, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the earth, which is where hell is. The things that I saw were literally undescribable, and it just makes me emotional every time I talk about it. But it was one of the things that I saw that just blew me away was there's a man on all fours like a dog. He was burned from the crown of his head to the soles of his feet, and his eyes were bulging out. And what was worse than that is that he had a chain around his neck. So he was like a dog in hell. And what was even worse than that is that who was holding the chain? It was a demon holding the chain. And I knew, because they're not said, they're known. It's like a telepathic communication. I knew that this demon was sent in this man's life to ride him from his childhood until the time that he died, because the demon knew that if I could stay in his life long enough on the earth, if I can keep getting him to not serve God and to make bad decisions on the earth, then I'll have power over him in hell, and he'll be a slave to me. So it's like twice a slave. It's like you're a slave on the earth to the things of the devil, and then in hell you're really like a tormented dog slave.
Sir, what's wrong with the simple explanation that you had a bad dream? I don't understand, why do you have to go with, I don't know, literally experiencing hell? I'm sure that's a more reasonable and simple explanation for what just happened.
And then there was another part that I experienced that just blew me away. It still baffles me to this day. There was a section in hell where music was playing, and it was the same music that we hear on the earth, but as opposed to entertainers singing it, the music, demons were singing it.
Singing demons and playing music in hell. Sir, how can I get there? Are you trying to sell hell to us? Because if so, I am sold.
And it was some of the same lyrics that we hear here. And then again, things, like I said, things are not telepathically, things are telepathically known there. I knew that on earth, a lot of the lyrics and the music and the songs are inspired by demons. So sometimes when people smoke to get high and to get lyrics and to get verses and rappers and all those things. So in a lot of music, people actually smoke to get high, to get verses and to get bars and to be hot and to be fresh and to get that swag. But when they open themselves up.
Sounds like a demonic version of ChatGPT. Where do I sign up? Is there a wait list for this? Can demons write video scripts for me?
There's a few things that you mentioned I found quite interesting. He talked about dog. There's a hadith of the Prophet about Ibrahim alayhi salam, where he will see his father, if I'm not mistaken, in the form of like a dog.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check the authenticity of that.
I've heard of it. I'm very sure, but we'll check the authenticity and we'll cut it off if it's not there. Number one. Number two, it talks about he was in a shackle, and Allah says in the Quran, and Allah is the one who will, the way he shackles, no one will shackle.
Yeah, there's a lot of verses in the Quran about shackles.
But you know what I found really profound, bro? Yeah, he's a priest. He claims to have died. Yeah. There's something that is narrated that Umar ibn Khattab, he once was seeing, he saw a priest coming towards him, yeah, and he started crying, and he said, Amir al-Mu'minin, why are you crying? And he gave the ayah in Surah Ghashiyah where he says, Amilatun nasiba tasla naran hamiya. He said they will be coming, laboring, exhausted, and they will enter the fire. And he said, the reason I'm crying is because I'm looking at this priest, and he doesn't get married, he worships God or Jesus, wherever he calls, all his life in that temple, working, exhausted, laboring hard, and he will enter the fire. Yani, all that effort and everything that he done was nullified because of his shirk.
So the priest doing all this religious stuff and all these things that he does for God, none of it matters, and he's going to end up in hell because he's doing shirk. What is shirk? Mohammed Hijab explains.
So what do you make out of seeing this priest saying that he went to the hellfire? He heard something along the lines of Rihanna or the likes being played.
He said something in the beginning where he said that, you know, I didn't know why I was doing this and why I deserved it myself because I was doing good all my whole life. This is the problem with shirk, as you mentioned, right? So tawheed is the idea there's only one God worthy of worship. And shirk is displacing that worship that should be given to God to other than God. Something else, someone else, Jesus, whoever it may be, a human being. And we believe that those who would do that will go, knowing the message of Islam, knowing the message of tawheed, being given the alternative to worship only one God, will go to the hellfire.
So if you worship anything other than Allah or associate partners with Allah, you're doing shirk. And this is the only unforgivable sin in Islam. And if you're doing shirk, you end up in hell forever. Think about this. The biggest sin in Islam is coming to the wrong conclusion. If you have all the information and you have a different opinion about what the conclusion is, that is the worst thing you could do, and you are deserving of eternal hellfire for that. Talk about thought policing. There's literally nothing else. Genocide, abusing children, torture, rape. Nothing is worse, according to Islam, than having a different opinion on who to worship. An opinion that you came up with, according to Islam, with a flawed brain that God has given you. You don't have absolute knowledge. You don't have absolute thinking skills. Even if there is an Allah, an unreasonable mind would think that you should be forgiven for coming to the wrong conclusion, let alone getting the ultimate punishment. How sick your mind has to be. No crime is deserving of such a punishment. There's literally no crime, no sin that is deserving of such a punishment, let alone just coming to a different conclusion.
And so I don't think this is an apologia for Christianity in any way. In fact, there's a degree of authenticity that is in this clip, because why would someone, you know, it doesn't seem like it has any apologetic value. Like, it doesn't have any polemical value in the sense that he's just giving his own, basically a dream that he had or something like that. For us as Muslims, we believe the following. We believe that when someone dies, that they will see their place either in heaven or in hell, in the al-hayatul barzakhiyya.
Yes.
So that we believe in certain stages. Because this is a question, age-old question, what happens when you die?
Yeah.
What happens when you die is that your soul is taken to another place called hayatul barzakh, or the life of the barzakh. And in that, you'll see your place in heaven or hell. And for those people who are going to hellfire, they will be told they would not want the day of judgment to commence, which is the next stage of this human endeavor.
If they were disbeliever.
Yeah, for example,
they
right?
they will want it, but I believe.
So this may very well be a warning to this priest and to people who follow him, because at the end of the day, if he saw the hellfire, this is maybe a precursor to what's going to happen to you when you die. Maybe. I can't say for sure. What we need to do, therefore, is do some proper soul searching. See, what is the true religion? Christianity has a lot of truth in it. We don't deny that as Muslims. We say that we believe in Christ, we believe in Messiah, we believe in the Virgin Mary. But there's something you guys are doing fundamentally wrong, which is that you are worshipping a man. Which we believe this is exactly the ticket to the hellfire.
This is exactly a ticket to hellfire. What is exactly a ticket to hellfire? Worshipping Jesus. That means that according to Islam, every single Christian will burn forever. This is Islamic doctrine, and this is not something that is debatable within Islam. This is clear Islamic teaching. Not only Christians, atheists, Jewish people, Hindus, Zoroastrians, Baha'is, all of them. Think about this. These Muslims who are living in the UK believe that most of the people that they see on their daily lives, they are deserving of eternal torture. They will be screaming in pain for thousands and thousands of years. The people who they meet, who some of them they like, some of them they love, some of them are good and decent people, kind people, they might enjoy their company, but eventually they will burn. And this is coming from an Allah that is Rahman and Rahim, the most compassionate and the most merciful, the most compassionate and merciful entity that ever existed and ever will. This thing believes that you deserve to be tortured for eternity simply because you don't worship him, or you associate partners with him in your worship. Islam doesn't need to be attacked. Islam attacks itself.
Exactly. And I think that's the reason why you saw yourself like, I did so many good deeds, but in the sight of God, it's like Mother Teresa, you know, she can do all good deeds what she likes, as much as whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But if you are, it's like the example I give is, if I'm good to the whole world and charitable, and Ali's the charitable guy, where I go home and I beat my mum up, yeah, am I a good person? No, you say I'm a bad person. So it doesn't matter what good deeds you do. If you're violating the rights of the one who created you,
That's
and
right.
giving the credit belongs to him to another being, whoever it may be, then of course you're going to deserve hellfire.
It doesn't matter what good deeds you do. If you're violating the rights of the one who created you, then of course you deserve hellfire. Once again demonstrating that religion is not about morality. Think about it. You could be the kindest, most charitable, most forgiving, kind person in the whole world. If you don't worship Allah and Allah alone, you get eternal hellfire. Sounds fair. He mentions violating the rights of the one who created you. The rights of Allah. Why does Allah have rights? Rights are social agreements meant to protect the people who we give the rights to. Does God need protection? Think about the example that Ali gave. He gives the example of a charitable person that goes home and beats his mother.
The example I give is, if I'm good to the whole world and charitable, and Ali's the charitable guy, where I go home and I beat my mum up, yeah, am I a good person? No, you say I'm a bad person.
The point being that if you're a kind person and you don't worship Allah, are you really a good person? This is a false analogy. Why is hitting your mom wrong? Because hitting your mom hurts your mom. Can you hurt God? Either your God is so weak and pathetic that he gets hurt by not being worshipped, or he is powerful enough for us not to be able to wrong him. Oh wait, there's a third option.
Hopefully you can wake up and realize, you know what, actually, this is maybe a wake-up call for you, and you worship the one true God. Don't forget to subscribe to his channel.
They've already done
and
that.
his channel.
They've already done
do
that.
it again, please.
Yeah.
They should do it again.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Make some fake accounts and do it.
Till next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
My name is Armin Navabi. This has been the Secular Jihadists. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.